Hello, friends, and welcome to the International Fab Talk family. We are happy and glad to bond with you every single day. We have wonderful unsung heroes who are here with us to share their journey of how they've been resilient and strong and have enabled themselves to reach a certain height and enabling others to focus on their lives and build a beautiful world for them as well. Friends, we have our special celebrity and guest who's joining us from Ahmedabad. She is Ca.Sowmya Ram Iyer. Hello, ma'am, and welcome to the session.
Hi, thanks.
Thank you for accepting the invitation to the International Fab Talks.
Pleasure.
My dear friends, ma'am is a chartered accountant and a corporate trainer as well, and she has achieved a lot and very down to earth, where you could connect with her and she will bond with you with a lot of warmth. And that's what makes you a perfect trainer, the bonding, to allow you to understand that, yes, I am approachable and I could help you to build your life. I have built mine. I have, identified my strengths. I could enable you to identify your strengths as well. Ma'am, with your permission, I go ahead and share your profile.
Sure.
In an official way. Yes, dear. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. My dear friends, as I earlier mentioned, she is Ca.Sowmya Ram Iyer from Ahmedabad, corporate trainer, chartered accountant, and she's also been, the iconic woman of 2021 and a Guinness recipient as well. Apart from that, I'd like to share her journey. She's highly accomplished in soft skills and as a language coach with a wealth of experience in corporate training and mentorship spanning over a decade. Her remarkable achievements are exemplified by her recognition as the iconic woman of the year 2021 at the national level by the esteemed Indian Women Foundation. I was saying Federation, Foundation. Sowmya's professional influence extends far and wide. When I say extends far and wide, not only in Ahmedabad, not only in India, across the world. She's been, spreading her wings across the world. She is the most sought after speaker, or you could say one of the most sought after speakers at prestigious events such as seminars hosted by the Confederation of Indian Industry, that is CII, engaging in top tier corporate leaders and prominent gatherings within the chartered accountants and company secretarial communities. Her expertise has also left a lasting impression and impact on young minds and the youth of India, young Indians too. Not only Indians, across the world. Now that's a secret because she's been to different countries as well. A notable branch of CII, that is Young Indians, where her insights and mentorship have been invaluable and people are really happy with her in that particular zone. Sowmya's experience has also not only been confined to the boardroom alone. She has made it meaningful and has contributed to a lot of thought-provoking discussions being hosted by, guess what? United Nations, UN, United Nations, and that is worldwide, you see, friends, and graced the airwaves of Radio City Chennai. In addition to her extensive speaking engagements, Sowmya is a certified TESOL practitioner and a recognized trainer by Cambridge Press, underscoring her proficiency in language education. Now, if I mispronounce anything in front of her, I should be careful, right? Because she's
perfectly all right.
Thank you. All right. Yes, dear. Underscoring her proficiency in language education, her abilities extend to coaching for TOEFL, that is teaching of English as a foreign language, and IELTS exam as well, equipping students, enabling students to get that hidden skill within them, or even if they don't have it, to acquire those skills. And she helps them to excel in all their assignments. And she has a background in chartered accountancy as well. She's a qualified chartered accountant with over 12 years of dedicated service in India and abroad. Sowmya ma'am brings a lot of happiness, joy, and a wealth of experience. And she is a multifaceted skill set. She has a multifaceted skill set to her profile, and she's been conducting training sessions in more than 17 countries. That's why I said she's not only confined to Ahmedabad, Chennai, and India alone, across the world. Now, she seems to be somebody mysterious, winning the Women Iconic Award too in 2021. Let's get to know more about our celebrity and celebrate her life on this beautiful platform. And when we celebrate the lives of unsung heroes here, you have to be the next unsung hero here, and you should really develop your skills too. Hello, ma'am, and
Abs-
welcome to the session.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure listening to how you had, in a coherent manner, compiled all of what has happened. And it was like running through a flashback of the past 20 years of my life. So thanks firsthand for giving me that pleasure in the first 5 minutes of this interview. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. You're so sweet and humble. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Dear ma'am, we all would love to know who is the real Sowmya?
Okay. No, that is a 10-mark question, but I'm going to concise it to a 3-mark bullet point question and bring it out. See, Soumya is a very simple small town girl who went along with her dad to wherever he got transferred during his tenure in a bank and got to know a lot of rural cultures along her childhood and age of adolescence, formative years, that made her a person who is completely broad-minded and who could accept any culture, any form of happiness that is brought to her. And she had absolutely no inhibitions because her parents, as well as her spouse and her kid, always tell her she can even grow wings and fly. There's nothing called impossible. So because she had these people around her, especially her spouse, who always says when she wanted to write a novel, she's published 2 novels, bestsellers. And when she came out with her first novel idea, God knows who backed her out. She had a spouse who told, yes, I think you can write and publish. And it got published in a grand manner, right? So Soumya is a very simple person, but probably you can also tell a very educated novice who believes that anything is possible. And until she gets things done, that child in her doesn't allow her to rest. So probably the best thing that Soumya had done for herself is to retain that childlike mind, where there is no yesterday's, none of yesterday's losses bothers her today, or none of tomorrow's adventure scares her today. She's living today for today's sake only. And she's building her blocks and doing whatever gives her happiness, trying to turn it out into a worthwhile business, while at the same time doing NGOs for 20% of her time, for whatever it's worth, as a part of her journey, who believes in giving back and unloading the luggage of karma as and when possible. Not only unloading the luggage of her weight shedding journey, she's a person who did 93 to 60 kilos in about 4 years. So she is one child like person who believes that I should try this, then I should be trying this. So that's about it in a one-liner. She lives in the moment. And it took a long time to cultivate this particular attitude. For people who are listening, it doesn't come overnight, takes a lot of practice, but nothing is impossible other than the word in the dictionary, which also, if you split, says, I am possible. So I don't believe something is impossible. That is a one-liner. Yeah.
Yes, dear. Perfect way to introduce yourself. I mean, that's so nice when you said, like, I don't care what happened in the past, what's going to happen in the future. I live in the present, and that gives a lot of peace to you within, right? That's your takeaway. And I like the way you said so many things. Like, it really, there are many takeaways from your sharing, initial sharing, ma'am. And you said, no one can break me. I am able to go forward and give my very best. And, if I unshoulder my karma, like, do my work. What I'm supposed to do, I will do that.
Absolutely.
And, shifting to different places with your dad, you've seen the world and you're ready to face any situation. You have a wonderful family and something magical about you. You just shared that you're an author too. That was a secret and the magic is out. She's
there is much more. I'm a trekker traveler. I've done 3,000-kilometer road trips. I'm a Royal Enfield rider. I'm a dancer. So, as we go on, we learn.
Yes, dear. That's really nice. Have you seen, friends? I'm the little kid now here and listening to some of you.
Oh, nothing like that. Everybody is their own Mako man or Mako woman. So,
but many of us do not spread our wings, ma'am.
Yeah.
Here, we are all stuck in our cocoon. We are not ready to bloom out, not open up.
Yeah.
We don't want to become the butterfly so soon. So I really love the way you said trekking and you're an Enfield. Writing, right?
You should try everything that comes your way. You shouldn't be, after trying, we'll find out where we lack and we'll keep upgrading ourselves through the journey. But nothing should, none of the prejudices that the society puts on you or you develop as a part of the process should stop you from trying something. By taking everything is a calculated risk. Conceiving a baby is a calculated risk for a woman, for a man also, for his family, for everybody around. So if we are doing that as a process in every culture in the world, then I think we should try and then find out. End of the day, it can either happen or you will find out what you lack. Those are the only two outcomes, which is okay, right?
Yes, dear. And I really like this too. And all of us should learn this and take it as a big takeaway. Have the inner child within you, and that keeps us going.
Yeah.
No matter what age you are, let that inner child in you live and be ready to take up all the challenges you said. You will not get
Right.
rest, you will not sleep. Like the inner child in you keeps you awake till that work
Right.
is done. You do.
Right.
Yes. So that's really nice, ma'am. I really like the way you shared yourself. A very powerful one
Thanks.
indeed. Very impressive.
Glad.
Ma'am, what inspired you to become a chartered accountant? Did anyone ask you to enter into this field, or it was by passion?
Okay. One is that by the time I reached 11th standard, I found out that anything to do with logic and numbers interested me. That was the logical part of the decision. Every decision, I want to recall a movie, very famous movie called 12th Fail, which is making waves in the industry today with a particular person from a very rural, underprivileged background who was given a single advice by a police officer to leave cheating in school. The entire community or the entire region cheats. And he becomes a senior officer of the same guy, the police guy, one day, becoming an IPS and then succeeding in. So what inspired me, what inspires everybody has two facets to it. One is there is a logical decision. One is there is an emotional connect to it. So the emotional connect was my dad wanted to do CA, but his financial situation didn't let him to do CA. So when I had an opportunity, I wanted to give a shot. The logical decision was I liked dealing with logical thought process related tasks, which involved numbers in the form of money or anything. So then I understood the right matrix emotionally and logically connected in the place where I could do CA. And somewhere around the corner, there was this particular thought also that it is such a respected community and you want to be a part of that community to gain that professional respect in the society. Plus, of course, coming from a very humble middle class background, financial security mattered a lot. Now, by God's grace, we are bequeathed with abundance, which is very nice, which should keep flowing in the form of health, wealth, happiness to everybody. But back then, when we were in our struggling days, somewhere financial security mattered a lot. Especially being a woman, I always thought respect and financial security for every lady. I'm not undermining men at all, but in a country where ladies are up and coming in getting equality, we are there. We are going to be there sometime soon. That guarantee of happiness provided by respect in the society coupled with financial security somewhere settled in as one of the motivations. So primarily three motivations. One is my interest area. Two is the sentiment motivation that everybody has, the emotional push that you get to do something for your parents or your spouse, your children. And last but not the least, the kind of safety and security and respect the profession brought with it inspired me. And by God's grace, everything turned out right. So somewhere or the other, I mean, there is blessing, and these were the things mainly.
Yes, dear. Thank you for explaining that so well with a lot of clarity, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Dear ma'am, could you share with us something special? The Guinness recipient, what is that? What's all about it? And for what did you enter into the Guinness Book of World Record?
Okay, this is a collective effort. There is this contest that goes on every year. I don't know. I didn't participate in the last 3 years. I came to know of it through one of my professional colleagues, the Super Speaker Contest, where they select the best speaker from the country. About lakhs and lakhs of people participate. Then they narrow it down by numbers to 2,000. I am in the 500 now, top 500 out of the lakhs of people that entered. Moving towards top 100, soon to be released, the list. Right? So that is where I stand. So in this contest, there was a collective Guinness effort made by the organization for a cause of self-improvement, where a large number of participants will provide some kind of a digital content assuring or explaining self-improvement in the same time at a given clock time of 5 to 10 minutes. So about thousands of people did that, and the Guinness Book of Records had recognized this to be a Guinness of maximum number of speakers participating in a collective effort for self-development. So that happened to be a fresh Guinness record, happened in 2023 August.
Great. That's
so to say.
wonderful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful, ma'am. Ma'am, could you name your novels? You've written 2 novels, you said, right? If you
Okay.
could mention their names, yes, dear.
Right. The first one is called The Last Key, which is a science fiction thriller with a period drama flavor to it. Completely different. CAs are generally called nerds. No, CAs are not nerds. They're very interesting people. So this is a complete different topic. And the second one is a collation of various authors where I've acted as an editor and an author, where it is called When Love Blinks, which is a collation of romantic stories, where I have also contributed mine and I have acted as an author. Both are for traditional publications, because I believe in trying your mettle by engaging in traditional publishing and see if we can write something worthy of selling. The whole motivation to get into writing was to see. It all started with an award that I won in Singapore. I didn't know I could write. There was this contest in Singapore, Reader's Digest, which collects 100-word stories, an entire story in 100 words, and awards $1,000 for a 100-word story. So the idea was attractive, the money was attractive. So I wrote a 100-word story, and out of 7-8 lakh entries, I got those $1,000. And I wrote it while I was coming back home on the metro train in Singapore, just on a piece of paper. And then I thought, if my brain can work so beautifully, I should, try and write. So that is how it started. The first one was published by Srishti Publishers, which is a sister concern of Rupa. And the second one was published by Magic King Bangalore. Right. And I've also won a number of awards for writing from Spain, Singapore, Dubai. A lot of magazines and a lot of publication houses have awarded me for my fiction pieces of writing.
Great. So we have a wonderful author too here with us, a great writer.
I'm just trying out everything that's available to see that will I fit in, will I fit in, will I fit in? Just validating myself rather.
I just thought I would be meeting a person who is a CA or a trainer maybe, but you're beyond that. You're just
thank you.
That. So that's
God's been very grateful. God's been very kind.
Yeah, you're a mysterious person, as I said. So that's really very nice to get to know.
Yeah.
All women should be empowered like this. If nobody is there to empower you, you empower your own self.
Absolutely.
Yes. Just by viewing one single video, the achievements of one woman could trigger, your thoughts too, and you could also contribute to the society in a positive.
Absolutely. Absolutely. True.
Dear ma'am, our audience would be interested in knowing about your childhood as well. Any fresh incident, any incident that is fresh in your mind, like about a
Okay, my childhood was dotted with I don't know. I never can imagine a situation where I was stressed during my childhood or for studies or for anything at all. It was dotted with fun all the way, and everything happened in fun.
Any particular incident you'd like to mention today? An anecdote?
Anecdote, is it? Okay, this happened when I was in 11th standard. We were a very naughty lot. So what we did, we were made to write a lot of notes. These days you have these notes exchanged on PDF and all. We used to write. This was 25 years back, right? So I was the class leader or class monitor or something, and I remember I triggered a pen down strike where we have to put the pen down when the ma'am asks us to write. And we were all punished with a mass, all our parents were called, and we were made to stand in front of the assembly. And I remember standing very bravely telling, yes, I am the warlord who started this strike. People should not be writing a lot. They should be given Xerox papers. So I remember being a clergyman in school and triggering various, do this and let's do that. So my school life was one anecdote I'm not getting because it was complete cacophony. We had fun throughout. Every day we used to get punished. We used to probably sit in the last bench and eat food in class. We've done everything. We used to have those small whistles made out of leaves. And when the teacher is talking, just whistle and then put it down. Whistle and put it down. We've been punished. I don't know. Children these days are taking their lives probably too seriously. And I think we turned out good. So I always tell children to take it. My daughter especially, she's in 11th now. So I tell her to take everything with a pinch of salt. Have fun because there's no end to having fun. So I think one of the main reasons I am into living the day at a moment is my childhood. I probably had the right mentors and the right set of friends where I understood that fun is the only thing that is going to keep you healthy, lively. So there's no qualms doing a little naughtiness here and there. And when I see that in children these days, I don't even get anger or any sort of negative. I'm like, they should be doing that. They should be fooling around. We remember buying samosas from the shop, asking for 2 samosas, just throwing whatever money we had and running away. So we've done, and that guy, after the results came in 12th standard, I remember going and giving him sweets and telling, I'm so sorry we did all this, we cleared. And that person very sweetly giving us samosas that day and telling, yeah, this is your treat. Have these samosas. So I don't know. I think we had a bond, family like bond with the hostel warden and teachers and a lot of fun. We used to steal. There used to be very innocent kids in the class. So we remember tying their shoelaces in the assembly so that when they start walking, they fall down. We've done a lot of things. I've also been victim in a lot. People have done that too. But it was all taken with a pinch of salt. Laugh and move on. There was no sensitiveness as it is in kids today. Because I'm in the education industry, I also do immigration consulting now. I've got a team of associate consultants. So I understand children are too sensitive. They are into, you tell them to study, there is a trauma. They get insulted in front of friends. We never had any concept. My mom, even now when I go to Madras, my mom says you don't even know how to match a blouse with a sari in front of relatives. I just laughed off. There is no say I'm this age, I'm an achiever. There's nothing like that. So I think my childhood was predominantly fun. Somewhere along the line I studied and things happened, things worked out. God was very kind, as I always say. And during CA also, we have these days where we used to go to classes from, I remember, Annanagar, Koratur to Mylapur. I used to live in a place called Koratur near Annanagar. Now it's become very famous. 25 years back, it was an out of city area. Anything outside Annanagar was out of city in Madras. So I still can't come to Chennai using Chennai. It's Madras always for me. So then when I used to go to Mylapur, I still remember racing bikes with my friends in that Gemini flyover, near Gemini flyover Cathedral Road, which used to be empty in the morning. Classes were at 5:36. So we still remember drinking roadside chai and riding bikes fast. Please don't follow this, don't do this. But then 18, 19, 20, you know how it is. And then racing with these. So yeah, so I think children today need to climb more trees and fall down, need to tease more people and get scolded. I think they need to do more sunshine games, not sit in the house with video games and stuff. I think childhood was fun, complete fun.
Yeah, thank you very much for sharing all of that. You took me along with you on that beautiful journey. I really had a visual, I could just form that imaginary picture in my mind, the way you were sharing, a visual experience I too had with you.
Oh, lovely.
You had the real experience, the way you shared it, I could enter into that phase and, share the space with you.
Your imagination is fertile. Super.
Yes. Dear ma'am, would you like to share something about TESOL?
Okay, TESOL is a certification which is done by tutors who would want to undertake coaching for any preparatory exam for English language for migrating abroad. I moved to India back in 2016 and I wanted to do something different. I didn't want to do the entire CA thing again. With all regard to the profession, amazing profession, I still do a part of the work that CAs do, but I wanted to try something unique. Like I always wanted to do, I wanted to move on. And so then I understood TESOL, which can be done from Cambridge, which can be done from Asian College of Teachers. And it is a certification in real world terms. Anybody who is good at training somebody for IELTS does it. And it is not asked mandatory as of now in India by agents or consultants who send students abroad. However, it's always good to get trained through TESOL because you know the right way of training somebody and your results are better after that. And also accredited institutions like IDP, yeah, for any school or college abroad, when they hire an English tutor, they would look for TESOL or CELTA. one of these exams mandatory. So it's good for people who want to get into this. Even it improves our own language quotient and confidence to deliver what is in our mind. So anybody who would want to get into any kind of field where you have delivery in English, not only tutoring, IELTS, PTE, TOEFL, Duolingo, Self-Pip, there are so many exams these days, GMAT, GRE, SAT. You can also tutor people for soft skills or give your lectures better when you know how to organize your content, use the language in a graceful and powerful manner, use the medium optimally. So for all of this particular training is completely helpful. And anybody who, I went through it during COVID, because COVID was a time where we could either feel sad about it or upgrade ourselves. Me being me, I took it as a holiday season to do whatever I wanted to do and upgrade myself wherever I can. So yeah. So
Excellent. Yes.
yeah.
Thank you, ma'am, for sharing that. Thank you.
Pleasure.
I'd like to know your experience as a corporate trainer and as a soft skill trainer as well.
Okay, so how did this entire paradigm of soft skill training start in India? And it's a fertile field today. Should be understood first. So to start with, our education system is extremely well adept in creating intelligent people, no doubt, because looking at the CEOs reigning not only in Indian market, but in US, UK and everywhere. And all those influential leaders grown, brought up in India, and they lead the countries or corporations abroad also in India, but also saying globally. We know that the pedigree, the intelligence, and the kind of intellect that Indian minds have is unquestionable. It's amazing. However, in the process, what happens is there are certain skills which are extremely important to survive, grow, and lead in the corporate, which probably have not been integrated into the present education system. Maybe it would happen in the near future. We don't know. But as of today, there are certain skills. For instance, skills of supposing you have a team which is multicultural, how are you going to accommodate all of them, achieve your objectives, and keep the resources happy and engaged? Or you have customer facing skills if you're in the sales of a company and you want to lead the customer facing domain. Or supposing leadership skills, you're going to be the CEO of a company and you want to bring together all the leaders and create results. Those are spellbinding. So there are skills which have to be tapped for this. And statistics say, it's not me pulling it out of thin air, that more than 80% of the people who are hired for the higher echelons of management, the top of the pyramid, are weighed in terms of soft skills, because technical skills serve you up to middle management. Then you have the middle management to use their technical skill. Your skill is going to be people management, market management, peer management, and admin authority management. So stakeholder management is your domain after a certain period. So for that stakeholder management, from entry level to the board of director level, we would need certain skills which are predominantly untapped to a great extent in the mainstream technical education system. So there are a lot of courses that the Confederation of Indian Industries conducts every month in coalition with the corporates, Tatas, Reliance, Adanis. Many companies send their staff to these trainings. So we train them in various, like we are going to have a training on 18 and 19 on communication skill and personality development for the junior management. Middle management might need team building. Senior management might need stakeholder management in a hostile environment. So we have various things which are real life problems, cannot be learned fully from the textbook. Although there is theory to it, unless we do role plays, unless we see real life case studies, used cases being discussed and debated in sessions, we will not catch the drift of how to react in these situations. So yeah, soft skills that way is a large paradigm. So that's the main reason I got into this particular. And I have always been thrilled to, from my corporate experience, to see how day-to-day challenges unannounced come to a managerial person. Like I grew from being a junior management person to a senior management person over that 12, 13 year span of my CA career. Then I understood across countries, across people, working with human resource assets from across cultures. I understood that interpersonal relationships, where the word personal is actually very important. And networking is the only way, easiest way rather, to get the team to coherently work on common goals and objectives, which align with the management as well. So then I realized these skills need to be developed in the youngest of the generation, from say an age of 15, 16, real world people. So these are divided into various parts, like for school children who are young adults, like 15 plus. And for college children, we tell them how corporate environment will be. We give them job ready skills, wherein we tell them real life scenarios, which an MBA textbook would tell you case studies, but a person who has gone through corporate life can add more value to it, something like that, with her experience plus what is borrowed from the general scenario in corporates, right? So we use all this, and for middle management, for instance, we give them through role plays and various other tools, how to handle teams, how to handle clients, how to handle senior management, how to put up a project to the senior management and get an assent, how to drill it down to the last person, with a person feeling valued. And we try to put in Six Sigma, lean management, green belt, everything into this as a part of the session for easier working for everybody and smoother working for the entire team. And for senior management, it gets into leadership, external stakeholder management, negotiation skills, hostile environment in the market, peer discussion. So that way I felt that this can enhance, and we've seen in practice clients come back to us and tell it not only enhances in a subjective manner, but objectively top line, bottom line also improves. Monetary results are also seen owing to the change in attitude, change in working style, change in productivity, change in delivery. Automatically, the entire value chain of a company improves. So we do it for clients, corporate clients also. We have everywhere across globe, and we also do it online and offline these days. Post COVID, 80% has actually become online, and people tell soft skills online is not interesting. I beg to differ. My sessions generally are a laughter riot, and we learn in midst of the laughter and jokes. People carry value back. So I want to keep it light, I want to keep it realistic, while at the same time people take value. That's my style of doing things from the beginning. So we do it for government organizations, quasi-government colleges, schools, small laws, medium corporates, anybody that wishes to upskill their staff in terms of making work easier, pleasurable, and productive. We would be of use to them.
Yes, dear. That was well explained, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
There's a question. If anyone watching this would like to connect with you, and how do they connect? Like where and how? What are
the email ID, they could write to us at my email ID, which probably you want to give it in the video itself.
Yeah, in the description we can give. You can even announce it now, ma'am.
So yes. it is Sowmya Ram 84, SOWMYA RAM 84 @gmail. They can write to us with their query, and we could provide them with the required tailor-made brochures. We do tailor-made programs because everybody's requirement is very unique when it comes to soft skills, according to the domain in which the company is, the stage, if the company is in a nascent stage, or it's a well-launched company, or it's a veteran, and the kind of background their staff come from. We even do, people tell that soft skill is for the management. Absolute disagree. We do it for factory staff. We've done it for factory staff who are second, third standard pass factory staff. It is a skill that will make your work pleasurable, easier, productive. So it's got nothing to do with the level of education. People ask me, what is the minimum level of education to understand this? I say nothing. Even kids can be taught to think better, play better, and enjoy better at the age of 2 or 3. So soft skill starts at birth. There is no age to it. There is no education level to it. These are myths that people, will you deliver only in English? No, whatever language, I can speak 4 languages: Tamil, English, Hindi, Malayalam. So I can handle all these 4. So no language barrier. We can have translation apps. We can have translators. No education level, no nothing. So people can approach us for any kind of requirement.
Thank you, ma'am. Much appreciated, ma'am, for sharing all of that elaborately and with lots of clarity. And of course, it's not just only in English and Hindi, Malayalam, Tamil, and Ma'am says also they can have a translator as well if it is any other
Yep,
language.
yep,
There
yep.
are many apps as well. Wonderful, ma'am. Much appreciated.
Thank you so much.
Yes, dear ma'am, now we'll be having this question coming out from many of the people who would be viewing this. What are the challenges that you face in the corporate sector as a trainer and as a soft skill coach as well?
Okay, so the first thing that you would face when you even start this transition into this is, will this work out? But that's going to be there for anything that you do in life. From my weight loss, I'll try and share my screen with the weight loss picture towards the end, probably, if I can, or I'll share it with you. You can put it out somewhere. So for anything that you do which is not in your comfort zone, that query of can I pull this off is going to be there for somebody who's going to go on the stage and dance for the first time. A kid which is going to recite a poem for the first time, Sileke, is going to be there throughout your life. So the first barrier is the self-doubt, which anybody has to face. The only way to sort it out is go start doing it. So self-doubt is going to be there throughout life. Even I'm very sure the well-versed beauties of India, even Aishwarya Rai ma'am for that matter, at some point in her life should have thought, do I look beautiful enough? How ironical. See, the most prettiest one that I know of, with all due respect. But everybody thinks, right? So the most intelligent person would have thought, can I pull this off? So that giving yourself that thought that I'm going to jump into this is the starting point. Especially in corporates and in not only in corporate, any client, there are three main challenges that you will have in soft skills. One is, since this particular topic has not been proliferated greatly in our country, it has been proliferated and it's growing today. There's no doubt. People will have query as to what value can it bring to this operations of the organization. That query will be there. Because we are a country, we have come out of slavery 70 years back. So we are putting our efforts into building the nation. These people will view as decoration, not as a main building block most of the times. So then you have to explain the value add with the past experiences and the industry use cases, how not only quality of work, not only quality of human resource asset on a long run builds and the asset sticks with you, management improves, value add improves, it also tangibly can translate into monetary terms. So we have to explain that initially for the clients who are doing it for the first time. For people in Tatas and Adanis and Reliance, they wouldn't ask you this question. They are corporates, they've been doing it. And even middle level companies, mid-level companies operating at 100, 200 crores don't ask us this. But for colleges or companies which are startups, and they're rightly asking it. I wouldn't even say it's a wrong question because they are yet to find out how it will add value. It's the right question. And I would ask if probably I'm buying a new product, a new face cream, I would ask how will it bring about anything that's not happening today. So it's a right of the customer. So we explain. The second main challenge will be that you will have people from various backgrounds, age groups, faith systems, flexibility to learn something new might be less in the audience. So you should cater to a wide, like it's a movie. Some people like this movie, some people bash it, some people are doubtful, some people are okay. So initially you will have to learn how to provide content that isn't classroom. They don't want classroom, right? We have done enough classroom in India in our lives. So they don't want classroom. So how to make it funny, how to add anecdotes, how to bring in, when people are likely to find it boring, how to bring in a game, how to move from that to real value add. So the second main challenge would be to tailor something which is for such a divergent audience that you will have to satisfy everybody also, deliver your value also, and in the process make a mark for repeat audience to come. We've had clients who are giving us monthly programs for 5 years. So it takes that effort. And the third main challenge is updating yourself continually. You can't be outdated in a world where it's current knowledge and it is current expertise. So you can never be outdated in a world like this. So you have to upgrade what's happening in this particular domain. What are the new use cases? Bring in videos, learn. So that continuous daily learning, that childlike thirst, that I want to know something new today. I want to do something new today. That needs to be retained by the trainer. So the three main challenges, according to me, that I think I have faced during this phase, Number one would be making the client see value. Number two is tailor-made sessions for a wide variety, diaspora of audience with so many differences amidst them. And the third is keeping ourselves updated continually. If a trainer can pass through these, I'll not call them hurdles, stepping stones rather, nothing is a hurdle, then it's very easy to enjoy yourself and also make money out of it in this field. Yeah.
Yes, dear. Beautifully explained, ma'am. With lot of passion, you've explained all of that. You've made it more so clear to all of the others aspiring ones that they are not hurdles, they are only stepping stones to success.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks.
Yes, dear. Dear ma'am, according to you, which part or which area needs a drastic change, a beautiful change, you could also call it as, in the world? Which area needs a change?
As in what kind of things are we?
It could be your thought process. Where do you feel that there is a change that has to be brought about immediately? Or we all could work together to bring about a change in this particular area? Which is that?
Okay. Somewhere I think that there are 2-3 areas that I feel changes. One is that somewhere we need to bring in skills such as basic life skills, such as even gardening, cooking, handling a very depressive episode in life, or tax planning or money management in early school education, right from 6th standard, 7th standard, physical fitness into serious subjects, as in allocating marks for them. Serious subjects in any country will happen. Parents will take it seriously automatically when a scorecard is allocated and you're told you should get a minimum of 50 to go to the next level, or 40 or 30 or whatever number that you keep. So I think these subjects should be started at 4th or 5th standard. The way social media is exposing children to many ideas, or the way world is making them see so many things at a young age, guidance in these life skills, basic life skills of how to maintain relationships, how to hold your ethical grounds, I think these should be converted sports or anything. I've even written this to PM's cell as there was a activity by I think HDFC Bank 2-3 years back of ideas for improving curriculum. I've even written that these should become scoring subjects. Physical fitness should be there for 40 marks, passing marks, so that every child is fit. We don't see any juvenile problems of, oh, children are obese, or children are having juvenile diabetes, or children are having spectacles. So this importance that is placed on scorecard, I'm not against that. That system has been evolved by so many stalwarts, I'm very sure. But that system somewhere needs to also include these life skills for making life interesting for the children. Children somewhere tend to think, oh, my life is for getting scores, then getting a job, getting paid, buying things. So that's not like, I've traveled from Arunachal to Kanyakumari by road. I've seen, I think, thousands of cultures very pleasurably. I think India is the most vibrant country, not only because I'm an Indian, that is always there. But then what I've learned is in minimalistic cultures, in the hills, they teach children all of this to be the mainstream learning. So I think somewhere children should know how to grow vegetables, milk a cow, cook a meal at 6th, 7th standard. People might call it very early, but I don't think, after seeing the lives of people in rural areas, this is not early at all. And somewhere along the line, I was gifted that way. I could take my daughter along. I go to NGOs and I work with them on whatever initiatives by staying in that place in a very rural community, where probably in certain communities, electricity is still a luxury sort of communities. And I have learned a lot of coexistence and ethical living and the pleasure of living a simple life. So these things should be made mandatory curriculum. The second main thing I want to bring about is, somewhere along the line, I think people with differently able people have less opportunities than they deserve. So maybe as a part of, I don't know, I'm just thinking aloud, maybe this idea will work, will not work. I've always thought of this idea that the mainstream schools who are working on a profit and loss model, not on a no profit model, a typical school, which is a charging fees kind of a school should be probably made to participate in uplifting and giving a certain quota opportunity for uh, differently abled trainers or differently abled people as part of their staff. And I think somewhere even corporates, they're doing it voluntarily through CSR activity. That's a completely different story. But somewhere it could be made mandatory that a percentage of staff would be trained so that a lot more people can live independently with respect. The third main thing that I want to change is everybody should be given an opportunity for whatever they want to do. This is mainly for the parents. I'm also a parent. I'm not like, people shouldn't think, oh, the grandmother, she's advising us. It's not like that. I've always seen whenever I gave an opportunity for my daughter to do what she wanted to do, the results were better than forcing her to do something. So out of my own experience as a parent, I think every child deserves an opportunity to explore what they want to do. And in the name of guidance, over guiding and trying to live their 25 years of life is a sin. So my appeal to parents is to listen more to what a child wants to do. A child is allowed to be an artist. People can ask from where will they earn, they'll figure out. World is very large. We figured out a lot of things with our own taking wings. So they'll figure out. Whenever I went abroad for the first time for a job, I haven't boarded a flight until then in my life. I didn't know to collect a boarding pass. I saw in the map where the country is and I went and landed in the country. And we figured out life. So children are very smart these days. They'll figure out life. So we should give them more opportunities to think what they want to do, what they like doing. I think we should get to their level and give them more opportunities. So these three things, I believe, there should be a lot more. There should be a lot more intelligent people watching this, coming up with a lot of ideas. My ideas, these three things, if implementation starts sometime soon, things are going to flourish like anything.
Excellent, ma'am. Wonderful sharing. I really love the way you put all of that.
Thank you so
You're
much.
highly talented. You have a lot of wisdom. And
Pleasure. Pleasure.
yes, you've been, as you've said, you traveled a lot, right? From Arunachal Pradesh to Kanyakumari. You've seen various communities, even the less privileged ones. And you even appreciate the way they live. You spoke on minimalism as well.
Yeah.
And learning life skills, And you said, don't worry about your children. They will figure it out. They will take the risks and survive.
Yeah.
Yes, dear. Dear ma'am, would you like to share your thoughts on minimalism? Because that trend is catching up across the world, even in India too now. But many of them are unaware of it. Would you like to just share your thoughts?
I was living in this community in the forests of our Kolli Hills. So they produce handicrafts and export it abroad. So I went there to install tally for them near the Kolli Hill border. Like they were in the Kerala Tamil Nadu border area. So they had a community of people, and I was until then I also got humbled through process. I used to think very high of myself, which was ego. The more you let it dribble down, the better actually you become. So one humbling experience God blessed me with was living with this community. They were a community of about 150 people. And all 150 people were treated equal. They cooked the same food in the kitchen for everyone. And nobody will identify their kid. They will tell everybody is everybody's kids. And they will live with whatever is required. Say, for example, I started practicing a little minimalism after that in these things. If I require about, say, 10 tops, 15 good tops for corporate lectures, I will not buy more than that. Just because there is an influx of abundance in money, I wouldn't buy more. So I have stopped buying silk completely in my life after my wedding. Somebody gets me something, I can't avoid taking it. And I've stopped buying ornamental gold after my wedding. So we are blessed with that. So we shouldn't be accumulating what we don't require day to day as minimalism. There is a karma behind this. You have come to this earth, the balance of the resources you consume and the resources you give back is your debit credit. The CA thing doesn't go off, no? And everything I see that debit credit everywhere. So what I feel is the less you consume, I'm not saying starve yourself or consume what's required. I eat until I'm hungry. I wear for the requirement. I wear very neat clothes. But I'm not saying don't buy brands, that's all up to you. the crude definition of what I feel minimalism is that if I can do without this, then it's okay, I'll do without this. And I will give back more than I take. I'm taking water out of nature, I'm taking food out of nature. What am I giving back to the tree? Not much. You're eating mangoes today, it comes from Salem, Banganapalli. What are you giving back to the tree in Banganapalli? It sounds very foolish. People will even call what a fool she is. Absolutely. But there it starts. The story starts there. How can I give back? I do free lectures. I do monetary contributions. I do physical contributions to NGOs. And I cut down of even in traveling, I go through means which are simpler. It's not about, oh, you kill your luxury and then it's not like that. At one point, when you're practicing minimalism, automatically you will know how to live, not even within your means, but within your contribution level of giving back. I know that I'm giving this back, I'm taking this very consciously. So minimalism actually brings a lot of peace of mind. I mean, out of my experience, I'm saying this. I'm not saying that somebody should feel this or it has been written in a textbook. No, this I might be wrong. If people can add more to it in comments, I will also learn. I tell in all of my trainings that I'm here to cross-learn today. I will tell you what I know. You also tell me what you know. So that is the only way children learn. No? So you should have the mind of a child to not have ego to absorb new things. So I feel minimalism is deciding if this is essential or not essential. If it falls under the non-essential category and you really don't want to go for that extra plus one thing, don't go for it. It takes a lot of work. It's not the money only. It is the resources from the, like they say in producing a leather bag, it takes so many thousands of liters of water. So we do have adding up karma. If you believe in karma, this all starts from there. There are people who believe, I don't have anything against or for anything. These are my completely personal faith system. Might be true, might not be true. But somewhere that karmic debt reduces with minimalistic lifestyle. And I have seen, you will not believe, people in these communities with no ownership of anything are very happy. They don't have insurance. They don't have property tax. But some of the people, happiest people who sing and dance in the evening, eat food and sleep under the stars. So I'm just waiting to permanently go to a life like that sometime soon. But then that's my take on minimalism. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. Much appreciated the way you shared all of that. It makes real sense as to what we are talking today. It's a healthy discussion, getting to know all the latest topics that are mostly not spoken so freely. But yes, I really love the way you put all of that. Yes, dear. A lot of takeaways for all of us.
Oh, glad.
Yeah, ma'am. Thank you. Ma'am, would you like to share something about how you felt when you received the Iconic Woman Award? Yes, in 2020.
Right. So, this came as a complete surprise when the organizers called me that for the achievements made in the field of education and authorship that they would want to. I was extremely thrilled because somebody who was coming from a background where I remember saving up auto money and walking the distance to buy new clothes. I remember those days. So we come from such humble backgrounds, um, and leveling up to stalwarts who received the award, like the industry movers and shakers and business people who received. It was a dream come true. I was nervous like a LKG kid when I climbed the stage. I thought I'm going to forget all my speech because I was so nervous. I was like, do I even deserve this? Oh my God. Oh, I have to stand in the... Oh, these people have achieved so much. There are elders here. What am I? But then once you take the mic, it is like Radio Mirchi being switched on. You speak because you're made for that. So I think it is a very humbling experience rather to know that there were also various agricultural achievers who got the awards from various walks of that day was eye-opener that irrespective of you're a corporate mover and shaker or an agriculturalist who found out a new crop variety or an author, everybody who's had the guts to try something new, who's had the courage to have sleepless nights but not give up their dream, will succeed. I have had moments of melting down. I have had moments of crying, screaming. Everybody has. If people tell they don't have it, they're having it behind closed doors. That's all it is. But those moments define you. What you do after that defines you. Do you wipe out your tears and go back to work and then tell, my God, hell, I'm getting this done? Or you succumb to it? Matters a lot. So I believe somewhere when I was receiving the award, I had the entire flashback of me standing on the stage for the first time for a debate in 7th, 8th, 9th standard. My school had a great, my senior school, Bhaktavachalam Vidyashram, where I did in Chennai, in Korattur, has a, thanks to my all my teachers and my principal in my school, that they gave me the stage space to do a lot of oratoricals, do a lot of debates, and believe in myself that yes, I can argue out or debate out very logically to a wide variety of audience with a lot of fun infusion. They are the first people who told me something like soft skills can work with me. So I think I had a flashback of the first day where I meekly went on the stage, very scared to open even my mouth. The first few sentences were a blur. Then I, caught on the wind and started going for it. So I think it humbled me down to believe that it is possible, just that don't go a lot by the public perceptions. People have their own experience. No offense to what people advise, good, bad, ugly. They have their own perception, which they're allowed to have. But have your own metal inside you that until it's declared that I can't do it, it's a failure, I'm going to try this. And trust me, beautifully, wonderfully, 99% of the things will work. Without you even really fussing about it, it'll work. Just keep moving. Don't stop is the only thing I've learned. For even physical fitness or mental fitness, keep moving. Don't stay in the moment. Keep moving is one thing I learned. Yeah.
Yes, dear. Perfect, ma'am. I really like the way you put that so well. Keep moving, my dear friends. Don't give up. 99% of the time, you will definitely succeed. That's really nice. I really like the way you put all of that. You have to sit once again and view this video once again.
Oh,
Personally,
glad.
for me,
Oh, glad.
yes, it gives us a lot of courage. And my friends, you definitely have to learn a lot to live life when you visit the lives of unsung heroes. Like ma'am, she said, yes, this is what I've been through. This is the truth. And this is how you have to face your life. Don't sit down, bounce. I like this. Bounce back after every bad day.
Absolutely.
All of us have this
Absolutely.
bad day.
Absolutely.
Or you might have cried, screamed behind four walls, but the next day get up and face life. Yes. And I really like this too. You said be innovative, try something new.
Yeah, always.
Yes, that's really nice. What do you love about yourself? This is Sowmya, and I love myself because I am made of this. This is my metal.
Okay. One thing is that I want to say this to everybody. Please don't feel guilty to love yourself. A lot of people feel guilt. To say, I am my inspiration, you shouldn't feel guilty. You should feel proud about it. For being your own inspiration. So I've heard this from a lot of people that, oh, can I have self-love? Oh, you're absolutely made to love yourself. Because when you go back, imagine this scenario. I always tell my session attendees, you go back to God's house someday, and then God asks you, some people might tell, I don't believe in God. Whatever you believe in, karma, whatever asks you, that I gave you one mind, body, soul. Did you enjoy your ride? Did you respect your mind, body, and soul? And you end up telling, oh my God, I forgot to love myself. Imagine how that is. So there it starts. What I love about myself is I absolutely feel that I'm one of the most wonderful souls around without any headweight or ego, nothing like that. There are a lot of wonderful souls, and I feel I'm in a very humble way one of the best people to be friends with, to be a daughter of, to be husband of, to be whatever of. So I try and fulfill all the roles that I take responsibility of. And I also manage to be happy throughout the entire process. So I feel one of the best things that I know that I can do is keep doing what I'm doing, irrespective of what happened yesterday, what's going to be in store tomorrow. And also enjoy the process. Even through a challenging process, I try to break it down into enjoyable bits and pieces. So I think the way I take life head on is something we've driven through snowstorms. We've, as a family, we've done. So somewhere along the line, I think I take things head on. That attitude of Patikalam is something that somewhere there's a dialogue also, no? I think Padmashri Kamal Hassan sir says, யாருக்கு பயம் இல்லையோ, or he says பயம் இல்லாத மாதிரி நடிக்கிறதா தைரியம், அவங்க என்ன சொல்லுவாங்கன்னா பாத்துக்கலாம். He says somewhere in Vikram movie, no? So I believe that line, that pathikalam. We'll handle it when it comes. And the kind of mindset I keep for that, I think that's something that, I like in myself, and I want to keep that upbeat.
Perfect, ma'am. That's really very nice. Thank you. Much appreciated. You've also brought Kamala Hassan into the picture. Like you said, yes, pathikla. Dekh lenge hum.
Dekh lenge. That's how
This
I
too shall
wanna...
pass. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, dear. Ma'am, you're proficient in Hindi as well?
Absolutely. I can read, write, speak Hindi because my dad was having transfers. I'd learned Hindi through the process. We were living in the northwest, south. So Hindi had to be learned. तो हाँ, मैं हिंदी बोल लिख सब सकती हूँ, और अभी मेरे क्लाइंट्स हर जगह मौजूद है इंडिया में और बाहर भी. जो इंडिया के क्लाइंट्स है, जो नॉर्थ एंड वेस्ट के स्टेट्स वाले, सबको हिंदी समझ में आता है, तो हिंदी का प्रयोग करना अनिवार्य है मेरे लिए. हिंदी है मेरी प्रोफेशन.
का हिंदी बढ़िया है, बहुत खूब है. Nice, superb. बहुत अच्छी है मैम. डियर मैम, अब ये जो प्रश्न है हिंदी में जवाब दीजिए.
हाँ जी.
यस डियर. आपके इस सफर में आज तक कितने सारे फ्रेंड्स, जेन्युइन फ्रेंड्स आपके साथ रहे हैं? फ्रेंडशिप के बारे में कुछ कहना चाहेंगे? दोस्ती के बारे में.
मेरा जो सबसे जेन्युइन फ्रेंड था, मैंने स्मार्टली उसको शादी बोल के ट्रैप कर लिया. ठीक है.
How sweet.
तो एक ऐसा दोस्त है जो किडनी भी देगा, कभी नहीं भाग सकता है. तो एक ऐसा तो है, सबसे जो जेन्युइन लगा मुझे, उससे मैंने शादी कर लिया. ठीक है. तो देखिए, ये जो जेन्युइननेस होती है वो दिन ब दिन क्यों कम होती जा रही है? क्योंकि लोगों के ऊपर ये प्रेशर बढ़ा हुआ है कुछ बन के दिखाने का, पैसों से अपना सोशल स्टेटस बनाने का, या फिर कुछ अच्छे. इस भाग दौड़ में क्या हो जाता है, कोई भी किसी का भी नहीं होता और निभाना बहुत मुश्किल होता जा रहा है. तो जेन्युइन फ्रेंड्स मेरे चाइल्डहुड स्कूल फ्रेंड्स हैं, और सीए के फ्रेंड्स हैं, गिने चुने हैं, एक हाथ में गिन सकते हैं, उतने हैं. पर जिनके एक हाथ में गिनने जैसा भी है, वो बहुत इंसान बहुत गिफ्टेड है, ये मैं मानती हूँ आज के दौर में. क्योंकि दुनिया इतना कॉम्पिटिटिव और इतना आपको चैलेंजेस दे रही है कि निभाना आपके लिए दिन ब दिन, आपका भी जरूरतें पूरी करके, फैमिली की जरूरतें पूरी करके निभाना मुश्किल हो रहा है. पर मैं लोगों से यही बताऊंगी कि 2-3 ऐसे लोग तो रखना जो आपको बिना जजमेंट दिए सुनेंगे. जब आपके मुश्किल की कड़ी आएगी, वो लोग आपको सुनने के लिए तैयार है. ऐसे 2-3 लोग तो लाइफ में हो ना. वो आपकी बहन हो सकती है, माँ हो सकती है, फ्रेंड ऐसा बोले तो स्कूल फ्रेंड, कॉलेज फ्रेंड, ऐसे कजिन हो सकते. कजिन्स हमारे बहुत अच्छे दोस्त थे ना उस जमाने. पहला फ्रेंड तो कजिन ही बनते थे. बड़े जो कजिन्स थे वही तो एडवाइस करते थे. तो मेरे कजिन्स में बहुत, भगवान ने मुझे बहुत ब्लेस्ड रखा उस मामले में कि है ऐसे गिने चुने 4-5 लोग. जैसे मैंने बोला, सबसे अच्छा जो दोस्त है, जो मुझे सब में बढ़ावा देता है, जब पूरा दुनिया बोलेगा कि ये पागलपंती कर रही हो, बोलते हैं नहीं नहीं तू कर ले, देख लेंगे, उससे मैंने शादी कर लिया. तो
How sweet. That's really very nice.
थैंक यू
To
सो
have a
मच.
friend in your spouse, that's really great. That's a blessing.
इजी
It's a great
मेक्स लाइफ इजी. टच वुड. या
makes life easy. Yes. Dear मैम, किसी चीज से आपको डर लगता है?
हाँ, मुझे ये डर लगता है कभी कभी कि ये अजीब सा डर है. मुझे ये डर लगता है एनवायरनमेंट के बारे में बहुत, कि दुनिया का पानी खत्म हो जाएगा तो क्या करेंगे. मैं जो देखती हूँ, ये हम कैसे ये एनवायरनमेंट को अब्यूज कर रहे हैं. पागलपन लगेगा मेरा डर, पर मुझे ये डर लगता है कि सारा पानी खत्म हो गया, क्या करेंगे. या फिर बच्चों को अगर आजकल के तौर पे प्यार बहुत कम मिलता है, ऐसा मैं मानती हूँ. बच्चों को हमें जितना अपने कजिन्स, मामा ताई जी से, दादा दादी से, उससे बहुत कम. लोगों को इधर टाइम नहीं है, या फिर दूर रहते हैं, विदेश में रहते हैं, जो भी वजह से बच्चों को जो प्यार मिलता है वो कम होता जा रहा है. तो मुझे ये सब डर है कि बच्चों का लाइफ मुश्किल बन जाएगा एक टाइम पे पानी खत्म हो गया, या ऑक्सीजन इतना हम इसको अब्यूज कर रहे हैं तो क्या होगा. ऐसे डर है. ऐसे डर कभी नहीं है कि मेरा जिंदगी, हेल्थ, पैसे को लेके, क्योंकि वो मुझे कहीं ना कहीं पता है कि आप सही एथिकल काम कर रहे हो तो भगवान आपका संभाल रहा है. अकाउंट, हेल्थ सब भगवान संभाल रहा है. मैं कुछ नहीं कर रही हूँ. ये मेरा मानना है कि मैं सिर्फ इंस्ट्रूमेंट हूँ, मैं जरिया हूँ. वो जो भगवान का, राम को जो करना है वो मेरे थ्रू कर रहा है, मैं जरिया हूँ. ये मैं मानती हूँ बहुत क्लियरली. ये तो बचपन से मेरा एक्सपीरियंस भी हो गया कि मुश्किल के कड़ी में भी कोई ना कोई आके खड़ा हो जाता है मेरा हेल्प करने. तो मुझे मानना है कि जब सही करोगे, कहीं से हेल्प पहुंचेगा. वो पैसे का हेल्प हो, या मन का शक्ति बढ़ाना हो या शरीर का प्रॉब्लम है, कोई ना कोई आता है। पर मुझे ये सारे डर है कि एनवायरनमेंट को लेके या बच्चों की परवरिश को लेके मुझे थोड़ा वो इनसिक्योरिटी रहता है कि यार इनको खुशी मिले, या बड़ों को ना हम इतना नेग्लेक्ट आजकल कर रहे हैं या उनको सहारा नहीं मिलता, आगे जाके मुझे उनका वो है कि यार सोसाइटी में ये क्या होगा, या फिर नेचुरल रिसोर्सेस को हम कितना कंज्यूम कर रहे हैं, उससे होता है, ऐसे डरे होती है मेरे में।
जी मैम, थैंक यू वेरी मच, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया मैम, यू आंसर दैट वेरी वेल। एक अभी सी क्वेश्चन है, छोटी सी क्वेश्चन, गुस्सा आता है? गुस्सा आपको
आता है, बहुत
किस
आता
बात
है
पर आती है?
मुझे। पहले मुझे ना बहुत छोटी छोटी चीजों में, सी आई एम ऑल्सो फिनिश प्रोडक्ट, मेरा वर्क इन प्रोग्रेस भी खराब ही था, मेरा रॉ मटेरियल भी खराब ही होगा, हर इंसान सीखता है। 20s में तो गुस्सा छोटी छोटी चीजों पे आता था कि मुझे होटल में सर्विस अच्छा नहीं मिल रहा है, ऐसे छोटी न मायने रखने वाली चीजों पे गुस्सा आती थी अपने 20s में। वो हर किसी का ग्रोथ वैसा ही होता। अभी गुस्सा आता है व्हेन एनिमल्स आर अब्यूज, मुझे बहुत गुस्सा आता है। कोई गली पे कुत्ते को मार दे, बहुत गुस्सा आता है मुझे, या फिर कोई बच्चों के ऊपर चिल्लाते हैं या बच्चों के ऊपर कुछ होता है, बहुत गुस्सा आता है, बिकॉज दे डोंट नो व्हाई यू नो अपना उन पे डालना, या फिर आई सी सो मेनी पेरेंट्स की तुम्हें ये फेमस है ना, शर्मा के बेटे की तरह बनो कंपैरिजन, वो नहीं पसंद आता मुझे, वो सब मुझे गुस्सा आता है। आजकल अपनी जरूरतें के लिए गुस्सा बहुत कम आता है, वो फेस चला गया। अब मैं खुद के लिए मैं यू नो मैनेज कर सकती हूँ, अपॉलॉजीज एक्सेप्ट करके छोड़ सकती हूँ, वो हो जाए। पर जब अंडर प्रिविलेज्ड या वीक लोगों के ऊपर कुछ जुल्म या नाइंसाफी होते हुए देखती हूँ, तेज गुस्सा आता है, और मैं कहीं भी झगड़ा पकड़ सकती हूँ रोड में। काबिल हूँ मैं ऐसा, किसी के ऊपर मुझे कभी भी स्कूल में भी मुझे लगा कोई किसी के ऊपर वो कर रहा है, मैम कोई वो, तो मैं उनको प्यार से पर फटका सकती हूँ कि नहीं ये सही नहीं है, उनको अपना लाइफ जीने का अधिकार चाहिए, ऐसा। तो फॉर किड्स एंड फॉर मासूम जो एनिमल्स होते हैं, मुझे बहुत गुस्सा आता है।
जी मैम, शुक्रिया मैम, थैंक यू वेरी मच for sharing.
Thanks a
Could
lot.
we now shift to Tamil a little? I'd love to hear you speak in
அப்சல்யூட்லி.
Tamil.
தமிழ் எப்ப வேணாலும் பேசலாம். தமிழ் பேச கிடைக்கிற வாய்ப்புகளே கம்மியா இருக்கிறதுனால, ஆங்கிலமே கலக்காம தமிழ் பேசணும்னா கூட பேசலாம்.
சரிங்க மேம், உங்களோட ஃபேவரட் கலர்?
எனக்கு பச்சை ரொம்ப பிடிக்கும்.
அந்த ரீசன், காரணம்?
எனக்கு இயற்கை ரொம்ப பிடிக்கும். இயற்கை சார்ந்த இடங்கள்ல இருக்கிறது, மரம், செடி, கொடி, நதி, கடலோட இருக்கிறது ரொம்ப பிடிக்கும். சின்ன வயசுலேருந்து அப்பா வங்கியில வேலை பண்ணும்போது, கிராமப்புறங்கள்ல அதிகம் வசிச்சதுனால, பச்சை கலர் இருக்கிற எல்லாமே எனக்கு ரொம்ப பிடிக்கும்.
That's really nice. You have a good flow in Tamil too as well. I'm not proficient, so I can't ask you many questions in Tamil.
You can ask in English or Hindi and we can do Tamil also. No
Yes.
worries about that.
Yes, dear. I would like you to speak about mental health awareness, either in any language you're comfortable. But I'd love to hear it in Tamil or in
எதுல
any
வேணாலும்
language.
பேசலாம். Your audience matters. உங்களோட ஆடியன்ஸ் பொறுத்து we can talk.
Yes,
English,
yes.
Hindi, Tamil, anything is okay.
I think English would be like
Little
having
better,
larger.
right? Because
Yes.
global audience will see. Mental health awareness is a concept which probably was there in very early times in the form of regular routine is mental health, according to me. When you follow a particular routine, like for example, I get up at 4:30, 4:45, because I've been used to that getting up from a very young age. Very good time to get up. Then I do a 10-15 minute of morning prayer routine or something. See, praying again, people tell, are you an atheist? Are you believing in God? Don't pray. Go sit in the under a tree. Listen to a song. Anything that is meditative is prayer. Looking at a lamp is meditative, do that. Go, you want to do some mantra, do that. You want to listen to a song, do that. You want to talk to your mom, that's meditative, do that. So whatever suits you. So I feel very early on in India, probably 300, 400, 500 years back in Middle Ages, and I think before we were invaded by for colonization, we had a beautiful system of mental health where people would live in groups, people could share things with each other, and they had a routine of getting up at a certain time, doing certain activities, having some hold on life. And if you've seen very early on times in a family, supposing there are 5 brothers, one brother is very weak or one sibling is very weak, he would be taken care of by the family. There is no, I am strong, he has to survive on himself, she has to survive. So now as the society heads towards individualizing a person's life, like I've built 4 walls around me, My victory is my victory. I'm not going to share any of that with you. Community, I don't care about community. Sab ye thought jai bad mein, main apne mein rehne wali. So then these problems start, because they say that research has said that even listening to your mom's voice calms you down, listening to people but we chat today, we don't listen. There's so many small things we don't do. We don't have a routine. People, this late night life and routineless life upsets your hormones, leading to mental issues. Then this not talking to people leads to the food you eat is contaminated with chemicals, interrupts your hormones, leads to mental health. So mental health is not about going on holidays or going to spa, self-care. Those are all part of it. Even before traveling and spa came into our culture had this beautiful system of community living and routine life for mental health. Those were prescribed. Why do we go to temple? Is there God in temples? Forget all that argument. For 1 second, imagine you go to a place where you can be out of touch with people and think, self-reflect on yourself. Sit down and do that on your day in the evening, supposing. And you can walk on the stone and get some physical health also. How good is it? Good oxygen, good walking, good self-reflection. Nice. I've got a good night's sleep after I come back. So this system was put into the society, infused very beautifully in the name of spirituality, in the name of, I think all of this contributed. Today we have come into a time and age where the success of a person is measured with the brand of car, with the kind of locality oh, this is a posh locality, I've got a house for 3 crores. Are you crying inside the house or laughing? I always tell people it's good to laugh in a Maruti Alto than to cry in a Mercedes. Aspire for a Mercedes. Don't be lazy, but it's okay. You have to laugh. That is the whole idea. Alto or Mercedes is secondary. At the cost of your laughter, don't buy Mercedes. That is foolishness. You're fooling yourself for somebody else. Right? So a Gucci bag or a branded bag, I'm not even taking names of brands. Any branded bag is very good. But if you want to keep that money, instead of putting it into the bag, put the money into a normal bag, better. You want to do that. It's your choice. So mental health is actually a mixture of all your lifestyle habits and the thought process and the kind of upbringing. You can get out of childhood trauma. You can get out of your upbringing, ancestral problems, if you work on yourself. We have done sessions for that. I have done things with myself where I've got out of people pleasing that I had to people helping. Those are very two different things. So I think mental health is a very important topic as of today, as the world progresses. And please, please feel gifted if you have a good body, mind, soul to begin with. Nothing else is an asset. बाकी कमा सकते हैं, उड़ा सकते हैं. उसमें कुछ भी टिकता भी नहीं है और नहीं टिकता भी नहीं है. क्या टिकता है? That is mental, physical, soulful living. वो टिकता है. Right.
Yes, dear ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much for sharing. Much appreciated.
Thanks a
Lots
lot.
to learn from you, dear.
Oh.
Yes, dear friends. Now we've come to the end of the main round of the interview. We have a small segment called as the rapid fire round. We'll get to know the likes and dislikes of our special celebrity. She is Sowmya ma'am. She's here with us. Join me, friends. Dear ma'am, forgiveness, is it easy or hard for you? Yes or no?
Used to be harder, now it's easier. For my own mental peace.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how much would you rate yourself with regard to forgiving others?
8. Certain things I can't forgive.
If you were given an opportunity, a time machine in hand, and just at the click of a button that would take you into the past era, the task there is to relive somebody's life and come back again. If that was the case, whose life you would love to relive?
I would love to relive some...
Yes, dear. Yes, dear.
Right. So I would like to live the life of some person from the medieval ages, probably 600, 700 years back, living on a beautiful island. I would want to be a woman with a lot of kids and cows and goats around, with a beautiful large family on some remote island with a lot of jungles. Just peace and peace out there, and come back.
That's really nice. That's really nice. And I could imagine that also when you were saying that, I could imagine you there.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, dear. Ma'am, your favorite breakfast?
Sambar vada, any day.
Yes.
Rasam rice for lunch, any day.
Rasam is really very true. You can
Rasam is
in fact,
rasam.
eat a
Yeah.
little more food. If there is rasam that day,
Rasam.
more food goes down.
Yeah.
And that's really nice. Ma'am, among all the 12 months, which is your favorite one?
July, my birthday month.
Like to tell us the date such that we could wish you?
July 6th.
July 6th. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, dear. Among all the 7 days, your favorite one?
I like all of the days. There is no difference, but I don't know. Somehow Fridays happen to be my favorite. Maybe weekend begins, so Friday.
Yes, dear. Your favorite number?
9. 9 has been very lucky. I've cleared all my CA exams with roll number totaling 9. My car number totals to 9 automatically. I don't even try for it. So 9.
That's really nice. Dear ma'am, when you help others, do you expect anything in return? Yes or no?
I know out of the people I help, 9 out of 10 can't do anything back for me. I know that. Which is the whole idea of if I can use the word Sanatan Dharma. The whole idea is what Krishna said, do your duty, don't expect in return, is not because you'll not get. Whatever is due to you will come to you. That is the system, the way system works. So I know for a fact that 9 out of 10 people I help can't do me anything, but I'm perfectly happy about it. I'm so happy they're getting the work done. That's the only thing I want.
Yes, tea. Is it tea or coffee?
Earlier it used to be coffee, but then guilty now, varieties of tea. I have lemongrass, cardamom, weird teas. So tea, yeah, right now.
Yes, tea. Texting or calling, which is comfortable?
Calling. I can't text. I tell all my clients, please don't give me long texts. I will not respond. My responses are okay, yes, no, we'll call you. That's all. Can't text.
Yes. The insect that you don't like?
I'm scared of cockroaches, like everybody else. Maybe I think it's a scare that has been passed on in our genetics. So cockroaches are scary.
Yes, dear. Dear ma'am, is it the beach or the forest which appeals to you?
Forests. Because I'm from Kerala, I've done a lot of beaches. I think forests now.
Song or dance?
Dance. I can't sing. If I sing, people run away. So dance for sure. For everybody's benefit, dance.
Yes, dear. Walking or a two-wheeler?
Walking, cycling. I have a cycle. I do Pilates or swimming one day and cycling another day. So cycling is a part of my life. I live in a little outer city area by choice in Ahmedabad in a home so that I can cycle through the cornfields and paddy fields in the evening. So cycle.
Dear ma'am, a beautiful life skill, cooking. Samuel Varuma.
Super varum. I can cook. I used to be a zero cook before marriage. My spouse taught me how to do everything. And now मैं टक्कर का खाना बना सकती हूँ. और कितने भी लोगों के लिए जो भी बनाना है हो जाएगा. Chinese, मोमो, बिरयानी सब हो जाएगा. रसम राइस. पर 20 साल पहले कुछ नहीं आता था. Very, very hard for me. But then I was interested but not guided. So my spouse taught me cooking. So he is my master in a number of things, including this.
How sweet. That's really nice.
Nice guy.
Dear ma'am, you believe in experiential learning or theoretical learning?
Experiential, absolutely. Theoretical, in certain areas, like if you have to give an exam in maths, you need theory, of course. I mean, you have to sit in the classroom and learn history, geography. But even history, geography, if kids are told your assignment is to travel for 20 days and come back, I would like that way.
Yes, dear. Yeah. Dear ma'am, life is all about money or happiness?
Very hard question. Mix of both, very sadly, because if you don't have money to give you security, happiness is difficult. I'm not saying money will bring you happiness. It will not. You can't go buy love from somebody, but you have to buy food to eat and then to love, no? So I feel that for the basic security and safety, the exchange currency in this world is money. So please earn it. But at the cost of happiness, don't earn it. Not laziness. Don't sit around. Happiness, don't earn it. But beyond a certain extent, please also understand that money can buy you the holiday that you want. But with whom you travel matters for the happiness. So that only love can get you. So I think it's a mix of both.
Perfect. That's really a wonderful answer.
Thanks.
Much appreciated.
Thank you.
Yes, dear. When Sowmya ma'am is all alone, no gadgets, no friends, no family member, alone in a room, no books to as well, not a pen even to write and sketch out something. You connected to your thoughts. Where do your thoughts take you? Past, present, or future?
I can sit and imagine the entire story plot for the next book.
Wow, that's
That
great.
way, I've traveled in trains without gadgets, traveled in flights without gadgets, and for 8 to 10 hours, I can be in my imaginary world without any trouble.
How nice. That's really very nice.
I use gadgets for my entertainment. I don't allow them to dominate me. I can be without anything at all, absolutely closing my eyes in my own world for 8 to 10 hours.
That's really nice. Dear ma'am, your favorite season?
Rain. I think
Rain.
again it date back to my genetics, Kerala genetics, that rains are the most favorite season.
Yes, dear. A beautiful day or a perfect day. You have to just tell it in one word, not crossing one word. Or 24 hours. If you think it was a beautiful and a perfect day, how would you put it in just one word?
Peace.
Perfect. I love this answer.
That's most important.
Most.
Peace.
A very sensible person will say peace. You know, I wanted it in one word. To me,
Peace.
maybe I resonate with you. To me, it is only peace. If you're in peace, everything okay is okay. With you know,
Everything
the
is
whole system, body system works very well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. No
That's
negativity.
nice.
Peace.
Now, is it cakes, chocolates, or ice cream?
None of them.
Not a sweet tooth?
I've quit sugar 8 years back as a part of my getting healthy process. So I'd rather like something which is very traditional. Party வீட்லலாம் பண்ணுவாங்க தெரியுமா? அதிரசம், இல்ல மனோகரம், anything made out of jaggery.
Oh.
பழைய காலத்து स्वीट जो पहले आगरे के पेटे, जो रियल पेटे जो बनते थे, अभी के शुगर वाले नहीं, जो पहले बन, या फिर दूध का हलवा जो बिना शक्कर गुड़ का हलवा बनता था, ऐसा पसंद है.
Yes, that's really nice. And jaggery is really healthier than
हाँ, iron also है ना, तो yeah, it is good.
आपका हिंदी बहुत बढ़िया है मैम, मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता है.
Thanks. हाँ, इधर सर्वाइव करना पड़ता है ना. और मेरे लाइफ में आप देखोगे तो 70% मेरा हिंदी बोलने वाले जो इलाके हैं वहीं पे कटा है, तो हो जाता है ऐसा.
जी जी. आपका फेवरेट टीचर का नाम?
Oh, if I take one, another one will come back because I am in touch with a lot of them, even from 9, 10 standard. So I'll take a string of names. I remember Preeti ma'am, I remember Malti ma'am, Lata ma'am, Vimla Balaji ma'am, Margaret ma'am, my principal, Hema ma'am, principal, and Matilda ma'am, English teacher. If I did not take your name, please don't think I don't love you. I still love you. And I'm in a touch with a lot of teachers. So yeah, all of them.
That's really nice. Lots of love and respect to all of you, ma'am. All of the ma'ams that madam has mentioned now. Anybody has been left out, you're included in that. Lots of love from Sowmya and from the International Fabtalks and me too.
Thanks.
Dear ma'am, you love to receive gifts or give gifts?
Give gifts. I've been a giver all my life. Give gifts, love, time. I feel so nice when I give and make people happy. Making people happy is sort of hobby for me. So I love that.
Yes, that's really nice. But I'd like to ask you, till date, what is the most precious gift that you ever received? The best gift till date?
My spouse, my daughter. Father and mother were anyways there. So I'm not mentioning them. Appa, Amma, please don't think otherwise. But whatever came into my life from there, if I have to tell, my spouse and my daughter.
Yes, that's really
everything else can be earned.
Yes, dear. Beautiful, ma'am. Your answer was excellent. One last question, ma'am, and we'll let you go for today. But I'd love you to share your time once again on the International Fab Talks because you are a hidden gem. And today we've seen you shining today on this platform with the way you shared it right from start till now. We'll let you go after this one request. We'd like you to give us 3 gifts. Would you oblige?
Absolutely. Tell me.
3 precious words or 3 magical words, you could call them, apart from please, sorry, and thank you, which are already considered to be as magical words. You give us 3 extra words where we could focus our lives on those 3 words and build a beautiful future.
Okay, so I'll give you 3 verses, not words, that come to my mind quickly.
Yes.
One is that you can. You should always tell that to you. You can, you should, and you will. First, you should think you can. Then you should tell yourself you should do this. Then you will do it. So these are the 3 words that I keep telling myself. That you can, you should, you will. Like that, continuously. sometimes.
Can, should, and will, my dear friends. This is the beautiful message from our celebrity. She is Ramya ma'am. Sowmya ma'am. Sowmya.
Happens. It's okay. It's okay.
Yes.
Sowmya Ram.
Sowmya Ram Iyer. Am I right, ma'am?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you very much, Sowmya ma'am. Stay blessed, stay connected. You are full of energy and you brought back that energy in me too. Today I was unwell since morning, but then the way I spoke.
Please get well soon.
I spoke with you. It was really a very, very electrifying session with you.
Thank you.
Romba nandri, bahut dhanyawad.
Romba nandri. Thank you so much. Have a nice time doing this, and whatever you're doing is a great job. It takes a lot to bring out the greatness in somebody and tell to the world. This is a noble task. So may God bless you with a lot of good karma for whatever you're giving back to the society. May you live happily forever. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Bye-bye.
so much, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye. We'd like to thank even Chidambaram sir for introducing Sowmya ma'am to this platform. Thank you, sir. Stay blessed and stay blessed.
Yeah. Thank you. God bless. Bye-bye.
Bye. My dear friends, with this, we'd like to come to an end to the International Fab Talks. For now, stay connected and stay tuned. If you like what we are doing, we request you to like, subscribe, and share to our channel called as the International Fab Talks. Stay safe and stay connected.